Imagine a world where every step you take feels like walking on a tightrope, where every decision is weighed down by an invisible force, and every dream you chase is shadowed by a fear you can't escape. What if I told you that this invisible force is inside of you? That the very thing holding you back is you. Welcome back, and thank you for tuning in. I remain your host, Ezani Chinanso Jane, who will be taking a journey into confidence. Without further ado, let's dive in. Fear and insecurity are two silent chains that we wear every day like a necklace, invisible to the world, but heavier than we can imagine. And we let them control us, often without realizing how much harm they do. Fear isn't just the feeling you get before a big presentation, or when you stand at the edge of a cliff. It's the quiet whisper in your mind that says, you're not good enough. It's the shadow that creeps into your thoughts and tells you, you will fail. Don't even try it. Insecurities are the silent partners to fear. They take the shape of comparison, self-doubt, constant feeling that you don't measure up. So I'll tell you a story about myself. Before I started this YouTube journey, it took me a very long while. I had this fear of failure. I had this fear of not being able to do it. I had this thought, I had this voice that would tell me, why not just not do it? At least you didn't do it, so you wouldn't say you failed. But I realized that not doing it and failing is almost the same thing. Because you can't tell if you fail without trying. So after some time, I was like, why not do it? Why not start up this YouTube page? And if it fails, you know you failed. Why not just do it? I was like, what if no one listens to me? What if I flop while talking? Am I even good enough? What do I know? All those kind of thoughts kept creeping in. Even with everything I know, it was not enough to help me stand back. It wasn't enough to encourage me to keep going. But I had to tell myself, see, who has never failed? You have to have a story to even have a success story. So I decided to start. So here I am. I'm not doing bad myself. But can you relate to this story? Can you relate to that voice that tells you you're not worthy of success? That no matter how hard you try, you will never be accepted or loved. These thoughts, they are the chains that bind us together. But here is the truth no one talks about. The longer we let fear and insecurities rule us, the more they steal from us. They steal our happiness, our potential, and our courage to take risks. They blind us to the opportunities that could change our lives. Every time we say, I am not enough, we lock away the version of ourselves that we were meant to be. But here is the dangerous part. They can convince us that we are safer staying small, that it's better to live in the shadows of our own minds than risk falling. But that's a lie. The real danger isn't failure. The real danger is when you don't try. Here's what we don't realize. Fear and insecurity are learned habits, but they can be unlearned, replaced with courage, self-belief that you can do it, and the understanding that we are enough, just as we are. Every step forward, even if it's small, weakens their hold over us. Let's take a prayer for an instance. Sometimes when you want to pray, you get this voice that will tell you, you're a sinner, why are you doing this? Just continue dwelling in what you're doing. How are you sure God will forgive you? And that you start being like, oh my God, it's true. You end up not praying. But have you ever said, let me even pray? Because when you pray and avoid that thought, you see the devil running away. As it, when you take a step towards it, those things you think you cannot do, you see that you'll be like, I'm bigger than this. So how much longer are you going to let your fears dictate your actions? How much more time would you spend holding back from the life you want because you are afraid? So ask yourself today, yes, you, what's holding you back? What's holding me back? Is it the fear of what others will think? Or is it the fear of not being enough? You have to know the particular fear that you have. But it is time to break free from these silent chains. Don't let them control you any longer. Let's go. There's this song I always remember. There is power in the name of Jesus. So break every chain, so break every chain, break every chain. But for you to break any chain, you must be willing to let go of fear. Don't let let them control you any longer. You have everything you need to succeed. You just have to believe it. Because if you don't believe, you won't be able to do it. You have to believe yourself and keep pushing yourself, and you'll be able to do more. But first of all, acknowledge those fears. Face them. And remember, there's no such thing as a perfect path. And until next Thursday, remember to take the first step and let go. Bye, fighters.